Hi, my name is Ed. I'm a math tutor. Some of my students call me Mr. Ed. In this video, I'm going to show you how to teach young kids to learn to subtract multi-digit numbers in their head. It sounds difficult, but I have done that many times in 1 hour lessons, as long as the students know how to subtract two single-digit numbers. If you like this and my other videos, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. Feel free to put in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions. The goal is to teach the students to be able to say or write the answer from left to right without doing the calculations on paper. For this problem, they should be able to say or write 6, 3, 8, 9. We cannot teach young students how to do this immediately from the beginning. It would be very difficult for them to remember all the steps. So we need to break it down into small steps and teach them a little bit at a time. We start with subtraction of single-digit number from two-digit number without borrowing. We have to explain to students how to line up the numbers so that the ones place of the number on top, which is 6 in this example, is directly over the ones place of the number below it, which is 2 in this example. Once the ones place is lined up correctly, then all the other number places will be lined up correctly also. Next is subtraction of single-digit number from two-digit number with borrowing. The traditional way of subtracting numbers is to do from right to left. We start with the ones place, 6 minus 9. But it is not enough, so we borrow 1 from the tens place, and there's nothing left in the tens place. When we borrow from the tens place, we actually get 10, so we have 16 minus 9, which is 7. So we put a 7 in the ones place for the answer. For the tens place, there is nothing to subtract. Make sure the students understand this before continuing. Next is subtraction of two-digit number from two-digit number without borrowing. The steps are the same as subtracting single-digit number from two-digit number. Make sure the students understand this before continuing. Now we are going to do subtraction of two-digit number from two-digit number with borrowing. The traditional way of subtracting numbers is to do from right to left. We start with the ones place, 6 minus 9, but it is not enough, so we borrow 1 from the tens place, and the 4 will become a 3 in the tens place. When we borrow from the tens place, we actually get 10, so we have 16 minus 9, which is 7. So we put a 7 in the ones place for the answer. For the tens place, we have 3 minus 1, so the answer in the tens place is 2. Let the students practice a few problems before continuing. Now we are going to do the subtraction in our head, but we do it from left to right, so we only need to deal with one digit at a time, instead of the whole problem. We start with the tens place. 4 minus 1 is 3, but before we write it down or say the answer, we need to check the digit to the right to see if there will be borrowing. Since there is borrowing, we will subtract 1 from our number 3, so we will write or say 2. Then we move to the ones place, which is just a normal subtraction with borrowing. Since 16 minus 9 is 7, we will say or write 7 in the ones place. When we introduce 3 digits minus 3 digits to the students, we start with having borrowing in the ones place only. We are still subtracting from left to right. 7 minus 4 is 3. We check the next digit. Since there is no borrowing, we can say or write 3. Then we do the tens place. The steps are the same as the last problem after that. Once they are comfortable with that, we will do 3 digits minus 3 digits with borrowing in the tens place. 7 minus 1 is 6. We check the next digit to the right. There is borrowing, so we subtract 1 from 6, and we write or say 5. The rest are the same as before. When we do the subtraction from left to right, we are only handling one digit at a time. When we write or say the answer one digit at a time from left to right, it would appear that we are doing the whole problem in our head. It would be much more difficult if we subtract from right to left and do it in our head because we have to remember a lot of numbers. Many of my students told me the very smart kids in their school can do this type of subtraction in their head. They were happy that they can now do it too. Now we have borrowing in both the ones place and the tens place. The steps are the same as before, but we need to explain to the students again how to do it. Give them some problems to practice until they show that they understand it. This is a special case when we check for borrowing from the digit to the right. We start with 7 minus 4, which is 3. Before we say or write 3, we check the digit to the right. It is 4 minus 4, which is 0. It appears that there is no need to borrow. However, in the case when the difference is 0, we actually have to check for borrowing from the next digit to the right again. In this problem, it is 6 minus 9, so there is borrowing. Hence, 7 minus 4 is 3, but because of borrowing, we have to subtract 1, and we say or write the answer 2. In the tens place, it is 13 minus 4, which is 9. The ones place is just a normal subtraction, so we say or write 7. Again, have the students practice a few problems before continuing. Finally, students should now be able to do subtractions of any number of digits in their head from left to right. Remind them to watch out for the special cases when the difference is 0, where they need to check for borrowing one more time. Good luck! Your students will now consider themselves as one of the smart ones in their math class. It makes them feel good and boosts their confidence in learning more math. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe.